Hello, first grade artists. My name is Mrs. Limberg, and I will be your art teacher at the beginning of this school year. I am at home right now, so it is safe for me to take off my mask so that you can hear me better and see what I look like. Although you must wear a mask to school, there is a way for your classroom teacher and me to be able to see your beautiful smile, and that's by creating a self-portrait. A self-portrait is a drawing or painting that you draw of yourself. Today, I am going to teach you how to create a self-portrait using crayons and markers. This is what our self-portraits will look like. Here is one that I drew using crayons and all crayons on this one and the Sharpie marker. You can see that this person has the face, and I drew wavy lines for the background. Here's another example of a self-portrait, and this one has crayons and markers. And here's yet another one, in case you're somebody that has a little bit of wave or curl to your hair. Also, this one I show you how to do it with your teeth showing. So let's get started. Working on your work mat, place your paper down in front of you vertically. Practice drawing a U with your finger in the center of the paper. Then go over it with your pencil lightly. Next, to do the eyes, you will draw arch on one side and then an arch or like a rainbow on the other side. Put a curved line on the bottom and another curved line. Next, you will draw the irises of your eyes. That's the part that has color. It should be a circle, and it should touch the top and the bottom of the arch. Next, you put in the pupils. That's the black part. You can just draw two little circles for them. Then to figure out where your nose goes, you'll go halfway in between your eye and your chin, or your eyes and your chin, make a little dot, and that's where you'll draw your nose. You can do sort of like a upside down 7 or a backwards 7, and then halfway in between the bottom of your nose and your chin is where your mouth belongs. Draw a little line there. Then extend it. It should end right underneath the center of your eyes on both sides. Now draw the bottom lip and the upper lip. And we're using pencil to draw lightly. You can put a little mark for your chin if you'd like. And you want to make sure that you add in eyebrows. They're very important. You can lightly put your some eyelashes, but we'll do that later on when we're using our marker. Now, to figure out the top of your head, the distance from your eye to your chin is the same distance from your eye to the top of your head. You can see I'm doing that now. It looks a little bit oblong, but that'll be all right because we're going to draw in the hairline. So this person has some bangs that are going across the top, and then draw in the hair on the top of the head. I forgot to add the ears, so I'm adding them now, one on each side. We start around the height of the eye and go down to just about the nose or so. To draw the neck, you'll draw a curved line on either side of the chin. A good width is about directly beneath the eyes, and draw a curved line at the bottom for the shirt edge, and you can draw on the shoulders. And you can draw some lines for the hair. This person has long hair. It goes behind the shoulders. Next, you'll want to add some decoration to the shirt. In this case, I decided to draw hearts, so I'm just penciling them in. Okay, and in this case, the pattern is going off the shoulder and off at the bottom. Sometimes you don't see the whole design on a shirt, so that's why I'm drawing part of it at the edges. You want to make sure that when you're using your pencil, you don't press too hard. Now I'm using a Sharpie marker to go over all of the pencil lines that I would like to keep. I also have a piece of paper underneath. You can see the green paper. That's because the Sharpie will bleed through. So it's very important that you have a work mat and maybe even an extra piece of paper there so that your work mat doesn't get too dirty. You could also use a water-based marker. You do need to talk to your parents to make sure you're using materials that they are comfortable having you use inside your home. To color in the face, I'm using a light tan crayon. I colored very lightly, first in one direction, then I'm coloring in the opposite direction to get a little bit better coverage. I also switched to a different color crayon to do a third layer. That's a way of getting a unique color, is by blending the crayons, using one color on top of another. I did the same thing with the eye color. That's multiple colors to do the hair. I'm using a crayon to do, multiple crayons actually, to put in the lines or strands of hair, layer upon layer. It makes it look more realistic that way. Of course, if you wanted to, you could use marker. I don't advise marker for the skin. It usually comes out a little bit too dark. You could also use paint if that's something that you have at home and your parents are fine with you using it for this project. Now I'm using markers to color in the heart shapes. I found it was easier to do that. I also like the way it looks nice and bright. Okay, and then to add some background interest, I'm drawing those bright green stripes. I'm using a wide tip marker and I have it turned to the edge to give a wide stripe. I could have left the shirt background white, but I decided to just add a pale pink just to have a little bit more color. Now I'm going to draw another self-portrait. You can see I started by drawing the U. I'm drawing the eyes, just like we did on the first one. This time I'm doing the nose a little bit different. I'm marking it in the same spot, but drawing the nose a little bit different. I'm drawing a little V shape and then a curve and a curve so that you can see the nostrils. I put a little mark up at the top and then two straight lines. And then the mouth will go in the same spot. You can see it's halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin. I'll draw a line there. Remember that the mouth extends from the center of the eyes on each side. That's a good judge. That's about the proportions of everyone's mouths are about that size. I'm drawing a line, and I'm drawing the bottom lip, and I'm drawing the top lip. And I decided that I would like to have teeth showing. So that's what I'm doing now, and I needed to erase some of those pencil marks to draw in the teeth. And sometimes it's nice to put a little line on either side of the mouth. I'm drawing the hairline. And again, the top of the head. Adding the ears and the neck and the shirt. This person has curly hair. So if you wanted to draw somebody with short curly hair, you could stop there. And now I am using my Sharpie marker again to go over all the pencil lines that I want to keep. I'm adding a lot of texture to make it look like curly hair. There's the mouth. I added the eyelashes. Decided to give this person long hair, so you can see how you could add long curly hair or wavy hair. And when I'm all done, I erase all the pencil lines. And I put a piece of paper underneath. I'm also using multiple colors of crayon to do the eyes. And I'm doing the skin, coloring first in one direction. Make sure I do the whole face and the neck, and I'm coloring again in the opposite direction to get better coverage. And now I want to make the skin a little bit darker, so I'm using brown on top of the beige. So it's actually 3 layers of crayon to get the skin to look the way I wanted it to. And for the mouth, the lips, I'm using crayon. I used 2 different shades of color. I started with red, then added some pink. And for the hair, this person's going to have dark hair, but I start with a lighter brown and make the curly lines all over. Then I add some other shades of brown and some black. And that's what you can do too. You can use more than one crayon to get your hair color. I'm doing the background. I decided to do some circles, purple, and then add some green marker to it. And then for the shirt, I decided to write Wilson. Went over it in marker, and then adding some little lines around each of the circles to make it look a little bit more interesting. Notice that I turn my paper, and you can do that too. You don't always have to have it right side up. Once you've got your lines drawn in, you can turn it to make it easier to do. And I decided to add a few more circles where there were some extra white spaces. And that's it.